Blog Talk Radio.
Something's gone wrong. For all our vigilance and battle scars over the Bill of Rights, have we let the flame of freedom's torch grow cold? Because there can be no torch to pass where there's no flame.
Freedom has only one enemy it cannot defeat, and that is negligence. So your presence here, now, today, is an act of reverence. Of all man's works beneath the heavens, none shines brighter than our Constitution. I think Jefferson and Paine, Adams, Madison, Mason, Franklin, I think they're looking down right now at us. I think they understand what we're trying to do, what we strive to do. Every time our country stands in the path of danger, an instinct seems to summon her finest first, those who truly understand her. When freedom shivers in the cold shadow of true peril, it's always the patriots who first hear the call. When loss of liberty is looming, as it is now, the siren sounds first in the hearts of freedom's vanguard.
Good evening, everybody. This is Joe Joseph. Tonight we have our panel discussion. We're going to have AC Griffith here. Henning Kemner is going to be here. My cohort in crime, John King. And in about 20 minutes to a half an hour, SmokinJoeTrainer from YouTube, better known as Andrew, will be here also. We got a full plate of stuff to talk about tonight. Some of the interesting things that have come out today. The WebBot report. There's the latest and greatest WebBot report came out today. We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about some of the things that Henning's been researching recently as far as the BP disaster down in the Gulf of Mexico. We could be talking about the Iranian situation. Russia has moved to fuel one of their nuclear reactors. That's not good news, especially when you take a look at Israel's track record on taking things like this out. And there's only a 6-day window or so, because once this thing goes online, they're going to have to forget about it, because blowing up a reactor that's already been put online, you risk running the chances of there being another Chernobyl-type disaster. We've got exercises going on in the Yellow Sea as a front or a message, send a message to North Korea about what they're doing. It's a joint exercise between the United States and South Korea, where 30,000 troops will be involved, 30,000 military members, not just troops, but sailors and everything will be involved, and that's got China's attention, of course. And North Korea came out today with a very provocative response, as they always do, and that's something that we'll also discuss here. The economy's going to hell in a handbasket. We all know this. And we'll be taking your calls and your comments. Anything that you guys want to talk about, by all means. We'll be doing that later on in the show. For the first hour, we're going to be putting the information out. So all I can say is stand by, and we'll try and put as much information out as we possibly can for you this evening. I'd like to get to my co-host here, John King. John, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Outstanding. And you sound pretty good tonight. This is wonderful.
So far, so good, knock on wood.
Well, good. Let me see if I can bring everybody else in. Hey, Griff, are you online? Everything good?
Yes, I am. I'm right here.
Very good. Very good. Folks, anybody that doesn't know AC Griffith, you'll get to know him very well by the end of the night. He's got some very relevant and pertinent information to put out, and we value his opinion very, very greatly here at Freedomlink Radio. And finally, Henning, is that you? No Henning yet, but we're working on it. That's good. So between the three of us, let's get it started, and then as we go through the show, if I see other people pop up in the switchboard, by all means, we will bring them in. But I guess the first thing that I'd like to start off with, Griff, is the WebBot report. Can you give some highlights of what the WebBot report said today?
Joe, I really haven't had time today to study the document, but I can say that everything we've said in the past is still valid.
Right.
The WebBot today seems to emphasize a lot that we've talked about in the past: the movement of people, the crisis in food production or food availability, the weather changes, the manipulation of the scalar weather patterns. I believe will accelerate, and we'll have really catastrophic weather influencing our food and our people.
Very good.
System. The money is collapsing. That will influence and affect our ability to buy fuel oil. So
Griff,
it's all on the table.
Hold on one second. We got Henning in, and Dr. Prepper's here now too. Hey Doc, how you doing tonight?
Tremendous, Joe. Good to hear you.
Outstanding. Oh man, it's good to have you back on. And Henning, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
And is that the phone? Do I hear a corded phone?
Well, back in 2 seconds, but I'm here. No. Okay. 2 seconds.
Very good. Very good. So now, when we talk about economic collapse, and let's talk about that. Now, I know you and I, Griff, we've always said that that's probably one of the best things that can happen to this country. Here's something that I'd like to pose to Dr. Prepper, of course, and it's a preparation question. But how many people do you think out there, Doc, are prepared to endure something as catastrophic as that?
Best guess, 5 to 10%, if that could endure 90 days or more.
Wow, 5 to 10% of 300 plus million people in this country. Now,
Correct.
Would you say that's a worldwide, or as you think about it in a worldwide scope, that the percentage actually gets smaller?
Oh my goodness, most other countries even have laws against being prepared, as it were. So we're fortunate with the few freedoms we have left. At least you can aggregate food, clothing, you can prepay shelter. There are a lot of things we can do still, even with the restrictions we have. You can still go out and buy. Tomorrow morning, you can go buy all the toilet paper at any given store, and the next morning there'll be another bunch to sell. We still have the system working for us. Don't know how long it'll last. Don't know how much the economy has to. But if everybody in the country went out and bought a week's supply of food, anytime this next week, it would crunch our system.
Yeah, no, I can most certainly imagine that. And I mean, we even saw a couple of scares when the $4 gasoline came around,
Oh, absolutely.
and that caused a whole ruckus in and of itself. And there was no catastrophe then. That was just kind of a,
yeah.
You know.
FEMA said early or late last year that along the Gulf Coast, this was before any problems arose, but in the hurricane zone, that they felt 45% of the population was ready to be able to endure the worst case scenario in a hurricane. And I'm still trying to figure that one out. Don't know where that information came from.
That's very interesting. John, you had something to add to that?
Yeah, I just wonder if this war with Iran and Israel isn't going to be used to pull our economy out from the clutches of total devastation. I mean, what better way to rebound an economy than to go to war with somebody? It happened twice before, World War I, World War II. How about World War III to save us from going over the edge? Good way to jumpstart the economy in the steel industry.
Well, what do you think, Griff? Do you think you think that's a jump starter at this point?
No, I think the old rules in World War II and all of the previous wars don't necessarily apply this time because of the worldwide. Everybody's in the same boat on this financial. It's collapsing all over the world. I just don't believe that you can bring it back, and I still feel that it's good for the American people because it'll devastate the government and we can start over again.
No, I certainly do agree.
we don't have the resources we had during those last